Yeah. But he said he was MP, was doing guard of like bridge or a special area and south of reservoir. And there's escape route.
Right. He was on.
He said the MP. I thought it was the third MP never went that far up north.
Well, what they were doing was you had the Fajilan Pass and you had that train system that went up the snow.
That so MP company was a different. It's not the third MP company.
Right.
That was MP. There are lots of MP, independent kind of MP company. Whenever they need a special occasion, they were sent to this. But this was independent kind of MP company in Japan. They were sent to Tesco headquarters, so they were not the division or MP company.
They weren't tied into the
Tesco.
Yeah, they were attached to
Tesco, Marine Corps or 7th Division was under Tesco.
Right.
So they were sent to Tesco, this MP company.
They use the word attachment. They call that an attachment to Tesco.
Yeah,
but they were in Japan and pulled in
Yeah.
kind of last minute.
Yeah, so they went up to north.
Right.
I was actually supposed to be sent to North Korea. That's my hometown actually,
Right.
little south of reservoir. But I was picked up and I was actually volunteered to join one of the troops going toward the north because I escaped earlier to South Korea.
Before the war?
Before Korean War. That was 1946. My younger brother 2 years later, 1948. That was almost the last time any civilian can escape from north because they were preparing to invade South Korea by arms already. So in the early years, their God wasn't quite very concentrated toward the 38 parallel.
Yeah, not much guard.
So there was a little bit of loose gap. So even that time, I had to walk through those mountainous area on foot. So my younger brother did. Some people even disappeared. We had to have guard. It's a small group, 5-6 people. I don't remember exactly how many of them, but so I was recruited by. It's more like I was looking for the opportunity to go back to North Korea with the troops. That way, I got selected. 3 of us. I only spoke on, high school level English.
I
English. Learned at the school under Japanese day. It was happened, I think, maybe late October sometime, but because the war situation was changing fast because Chinese coming in, so I think they delayed to send us to North Korea, Tesco.
Right.
Actually, this was Tesco was recruiting. I was sent in early November, no, early December. I don't know exact date. Must be early December, not late November.
This is post the Chosin, the change in battle.
Yeah, already the war was they were started retreating already.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's maybe first part of December. And finally, I thought it was the recruitment of us was cancelled because now they don't need us
because they're retreating.
that was my guess. So I was very disappointed. But one day, for the December, early December, come to airport. I probably checked that office maybe every day. That way I found out, okay, all three of us went to airport. It was C-54 waiting for almost only 3-4 of us. It's almost like an empty airplane carried us to airport called Yunpo. That's next to Hungnam.
Okay.
Tensko was already moved from the beachhead. They retreated the beachhead. That is my guess.
Yeah.
And a couple of days they sent all three of us sent to Hamhung, not a little bit north. That was 3rd division.
Yeah, you're south of Sudong there. I've got a little bit of a map, but I don't have all of that covered. So I know the cities you're speaking of. I've got a few maps here that might help clear some of that up. I don't know. It's not a very good map. It's an old Navy map, but so you're
this is
they flew you from Yongpo Airport to Hamhung.
This is Hungnam is still from end of this one is 26 miles.
Okay.
Okay, there should have, if you have another map to show Hamhung and Hungnam. Yeah, you have to see ocean.
Yeah, I know, right? I've got one map that does it, but it doesn't point the city out very, very well. Yeah, here we go. That'll cover it.
Yeah.
Not very explicit
So
map.
this is a more detailed one. This one is a more big one. I think Sudong, Hamhung, Sacheol, Haru. Yeah.
So if I could draw that map over there out further, south of Sudong is what?
Yeah, from down here, this is the one had the road block.
Okay, so let's say Sudong is up here now.
Yeah.
I'm taking this part bring it up here. And we're coming down.
Yeah, coming down.
So what's the next town?
It goes Orori.
Oro?
Regular narrow track train was running from Hungnam, from beach to Orori.
Mm-hmm.
Many students were riding this when they were attending school.
Okay.
Orori. From here, I think is no regular train, maybe crane car.
Crane car, yeah.
Those things coming to go to reservoir. There's actually another reservoir here. That is Fuchun. Fuchun, but not this one. It's a little bit different.
Oh,
In Korean, Pu.
the other reservoir.
Yeah, that's another one. This one built first. This reservoir built later.
Okay.
This was built around 1920.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
So
Japanese.
The Japanese built that one too,
Yeah.
though?
This is first one built. This one is the second time. Later. This was in probably 1929 or 28. This was built.
Was the intent building it for electricity? Was that
Electricity.
all electricity? Okay.
Yeah. Actually, when they were building this electricity, they were just considering electricity. But as they built this one, Japanese thought of this way we can supply this electricity, sell for the industrial complex. That's what the Hungnam has. We heard at that time when we were attending school, that industrial, they call Hungnam, the official name, fertilizer factory.
Fertilizer factory.
Fertilizer can transform to
Ammunition. Yes.
Then they had like
Give me the salt.
metal, kind of factory,
Metalworking.
and liquefaction of fuel. You know, it's a
Fuel. Taking the gas, turning it into
and
liquid.
they had a dynamite factory
Wow.
and the general like building motor or all those.
So this was a really big industrial complex.
They were told the biggest industrial factory in whole Asia.
Really?
I think 7 or 8 big different kind of factories with it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was that big.
So Japanese was that time, you know, they had a vision to occupy China. So this factory became like a energy of war material.
A production hub
The production.
for the war effort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were working their company when we were attending school, high school. We had the school closed, and because the Chinese and the Japanese needed the soldiers.
Yeah.
So all those young soldiers, you know, factory workers were drafted to military. They need manpower. So we Korean students were replaced as a, you know,
As replacement soldiers.
replaced the workers.
Yeah. Refill. I'm just checking the camera. Keep going, sir. We're good.
So I was flown to Yeonpo to Hungnam, transport to Hungnam, the 10th Corps headquarters area. From there, I was sent to Hamhung for 3rd Division's headquarters, all 3 of them. Then I went through, I think remember, CIC or CID. I think they just briefly they checked our background.
Yeah. Basically, just get your
Then
name.
3 of us are all separated, all separated. That was the last time the 2 I saw. I haven't seen them.
The other 2 guys are
Even
gone
now,
from then on.
That was the last time I saw, and
You can't
we don't
remember
know
their
what
names?
happened to them. But I was assigned to the MP company, and I was started the accompanying MP to, River Bridge. It's a checkpoint,
Okay.
guard post. That was I was doing, but fast those soldiers from reservoir area was withdrawing, and same time all North Korean civilian refugee noticed United Nations troops are withdrawing,
Right.
coming out from North Korea. They sensed the dire emergency. We have to retreat with these soldiers to South Korea.
Right.
So they had to cross a bridge. Now, bridge was closed for civilian refugee. Okay,
Wow.
you can go out, but you cannot come in to town. That way they can, escape to Hungnam beach.
Yeah.
There are, like Hamhung had 2 big bridges, one open to west and the one to south. Because this is my hometown. You know that's what the name of that bridge? Bridge of Long Life.
Really?
Yeah. We had to cross that bridge New Year's Day or by lunar calendar.
Okay.
That festival,
So it's
So
like
very-
January?
Yeah, January 1st.
Okay.
That we call Manseogyo is in Korean name. That in English is the Bridge of Long Life.
Bridge of Long Life.
That's
That's how
Anyhow, I was doing this guard. Then I had to reject Korean civilians try to escape to beach to get on board. You cannot come in. That was a military decree was issued. No civilian can cross into, come to,
Unnamed.
yeah. That was I was talking to civilian was crossing halfway to bridge, walking. Oh, you can't come in. You have to go back. Water and food was stored for your safety, your well-being to that side, and I had to explain. We drive to middle of bridge and sand. People start to cross a little bit frozen river. Then we have to shoot, rifle to give warning not to cross. Soon, all the bridge was set dynamite to blown out after last, military crossed that bridge to the beachhead.
They blew the bridge after they got everybody across from the UN forces.
Sometime people were getting in Korean trucks, hiding behind. Even American MP had to stop at the checkpoint.
To clear his
had
truck.
to clear no civilian.
Yeah.
They had to come off in the middle of night, the cold night, and they are crying, begging, let us get through. That nightmare I still have.
Oh, yeah.
Because Chinese guerrilla or North Korean guerrilla was already infiltrated to disturb its final safe evacuation.
Right.
And anyhow, the third MP company gave up Hamhung. We moved to Hungnam. And dynamite after, I'm sure, is blown out.
Right.
And it's a planned kind of evacuation. When I arrived at the Hungnam, last beachhead, I was reassigned to 2nd Battalion, 15th Regiment of 3rd Division. And this regiment was the last unit moved out.
Yeah, last one on board.
Yeah. So by the time the 3rd Division alone was the only division was guarding that beachhead. Where I was staying, the tank is just in front. It's all destroyed, factory building. I never saw civilian refugee waiting out there at the beach side. I didn't see ocean when I was with 2nd Battalion, 15th Regiment.
Because of where you were at.
Yeah, that area was I think it's away from port.
Yeah.
There is all things happening like civilian refugees. My wife was one last time civilian could get in board.
Last civilian on board.
Yeah, that
Last
was
civilian ship you board.
yeah. I think that was the 22nd or 23rd. That ship's name is the Meredith Victory. Have you heard the Meredith Victory?
Yes, I have. I didn't know
Yeah,
that
this
was
is
the last ship.
a world record in Guinness Book.
Yeah.
Yeah, 14,000 plus 5 newborn baby during the voyage.
Right.
Those refugees were called Christmas Cargo.
Christmas cargo. Yeah.
Yeah. Miracle, Voyage of Miracle.
Yeah.
There's a book. Who's that author and also translated in Korean. Like many people didn't know what kind of name of ship that was.
Yeah.
Later on they found that it's exactly the same as to my wife. She was a young guest among their family. Her father passed away earlier. Her mother was a very strong lady. In Korean expression, her mother was called Mother with the tail of tiger. Now that's like a heart of tiger, okay, kind of thing. heart of steel, the
Mother
American
with the will of
experience.
tiger. Okay.
She had, I don't know, about 6, 7 of their family. She was the youngest. She was still, I think, 16, 17 years old, but she didn't pay too much attention. She didn't have to.
Yeah.
Because Korean tradition, we
Culture.
obey parents
Right.
or elder. Her mother, she was just holding mother's, skirt or clothing, and whatever she didn't know why we have to take a ship and leave home. She left her grandmother. All refugees thought, even me, United Nations or especially American troops never be defeated. Always victorious. They just won World War II
Yeah.
against Japan.
Right.
That's why Korea was liberated from Japanese occupation.
Right. Right.
So they're going to come back. Latest maybe 3 months, they will be back. So like her grandmother stayed at home, I'm going to keep at home. So
I'll wait till we get free.
they
Yeah.
dug, ground and put some precious things, what they have in the ground. And mother said, we don't know what happened to her mother, because her family left, probably, North Korean, communists thought they were all traders,
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's what is communists. They're brutal. They don't have a family tradition or respect the parents.
Right.
If they denies or they disagree, not only her, the whole family was like
Paid.
treated as
Paid for the price. Yeah.
they are still so even now.
Wow.
You see North Korea now what's doing?
With Kim Jong Un.
If they catch someone is among young one or old one, the whole family was destroyed. They put them in jail.
Yeah.
That may be last time. That's still going on. I just this morning was watching TV. Russia is actually trading with North Korea.
Yeah.
They had cruise ship something,
Yeah.
ferry. North Korean trading, North Korean laborers, people to
From Russian material.
Russia used it for very dangerous labor works, probably.
Oh,
Kim Jong-un
wow.
is making money for the building missiles or atomic bombs.
That's how his
Yeah.
war efforts financed.
So Russia
through labor.
Russia is knowing, taking advantage of, they are getting cheap labor, like slave labor.
Exactly.
Okay, that's what the world have to understand. What really communism is.
Right.
They don't have a basic human dignity or right, whatever, or even I call basic freedom. At least I can talk to my family, what I feel. If you are a soldier in the military, I can talk to friend, close friend. I don't like this one, and I don't like this dictatorship.
You don't have to worry about going to jail.
They cannot do.
Yeah.
Total 100% submission.
Yeah.
And probably never, they send the assassins,
Oh,
they,
yeah.
They give, we only see this ISIS, talk, but North Korean doing this for quite some time.
The Russians,
Okay.
Russians were doing it right before World War II with Trotsky.
They have all school young guys were, is demonstrating for the certain causes. It's not a good cause. They were all had ordered, directed by higher up. When I escaped to North Korea and attended the 1 year of high school in Seoul, Korea,
Uh-huh.
one day I had a friend, quite a close friend. He said, we're going to have, in Korean name, it is translated in English called reading club kind of thing, journal club kind of thing.
Okay.
We're going to have
book
this
club.
Yeah. You know what we're talking? He was certainly talking about, we got the order from North to put certain words of placard, puppet of United States, Lee Seung-man was president, is we're going to put this one on what corner of the wall.
Yeah.
So as soon as he started talking, we talked with close friend. We don't want to talk these things in this meeting. So let's quit. So we became a little bit unfriendly thereafter. You know, I thought I came from North. You know, I hated the North Korean communist dictatorship. So that went. Then next year I moved to medical, pre-medical course, medical school. That one day, there's another classmate at the school came to me, sitting next to me. We are comrade, as communist talk with a friend.
Right.
We are comrade. Now we work together for the communism. One time you get in, these radical things follow you.
Yeah.
And they are the core group of agitators, demonstrators. That's what's happening in even high school, in college,
Yes, sir. It
and
is.
all these things. So I have experience in my own, career, in my life.
In your time.
Yeah. Anyhow, back to Korean War days. 3rd Division evacuated from Hungnam last. That was 24th December 1950. First on LSD small boat, then to big transport ship. I don't remember name of ship, but said the general and many military, generals' name on this transport ship.
Yeah. Like the old Darby.
Yeah, according to books, 193 or 6 ships was mobilized to carry 100,000 troops, about almost 100,000 North Korean civilian refugees.
About 90,000 and change. Yeah.
Yes. I think there were many uncounted numbers, because how you can count characters, and
Right.
besides, it's not told, but there are many, maybe many times of North Koreans who could not come to beach. As I said, the civilian was rejected to cross bridge.
Right.
I saw those things in my experience, witnessed. So those refugees going inland, have you ever seen North Korean refugees around the Kotori area? There was the big pictures on.
Oh, yeah.
It's like an ant.
Yeah.
This since the American troops are withdrawing. So they left their, even small hut or house, left everything and carried their only children.
Had their
or
little
small
A-frames on their back.
It's like on the U.S. troops tent area, there was a whole several thousand of those refugees. I know, it's just like an ant. Those, American troops were fighting along this roadblock. They made, once they came to the safety zone, they were put them on the trucks. They moved very fast to Hungnam.
Oh, wow.
But these civilians were on foot. They have to walk in that cold
Another
weather.
26 miles or whatever, yeah.
And on the way, they were rejected at the bridge. You cannot come in. That was the only road to freedom.
Yeah.
They are
Across
begging.
the bridge to freedom.
There's not only one bridge. It's still many. I don't know, from from Kotori to down is probably almost 100 miles, down.
Yeah.
This map said to Hungnam from Sudong is like 26 miles, maybe 60 miles.
Yeah.
So
To catch up with people that have just driven away.
Yeah. So like my wife was Chris Margo, even they went through a whole rough time. They arrived in an island called Koze Island in South Korea, south of Busan. This Koze Island is the second largest island in South Korea.
Okay.
There was 100,000 enemy prisoner of war and 100,000 refugees. They are lucky one. I call really Christmas cargo, blessed one, really lucky one. Just see like her grandmother left behind. Men escaped with the boys,
Yeah.
but women some stayed. They separated. That was forever. And see this human side of things. I told her last night, these refugees, millions, even you see those who escaped on the ground, the road to western side,
Right.
millions of refugees, we can't count how many, came to South Korea. Those refugees were very strong people. They never begged, especially those North Korean refugees.
Right.
With a small amount of, welfare, food or, all kind of things,
Supplies.
they survived and strong heart. I'm going to raise my children, okay? They were just worked hard and she was attending at the school in Koze Island in 10th, all grade together. She would only want to study. So she went through, English was the first time she learned.
Yeah.
We got it had the United Nations Civil Assistance Command. They were taking care of refugees, but giving, distributing just raw grain kind of things, or flowers. They were just happy together with the family. Didn't care about it. As soon as they was on road, they didn't have a toilet, they didn't have water, no heat, no ventilation,
Right.
dark in cargo hold. They didn't complain. I met some of ship staff of that military victory,
Mm-hmm.
and also soldiers of third divisions who were taking care of refugees waiting outdoor in the ocean side.
Mm-hmm.
One of the amazing things was those refugees was never complained or disrupted anything.
Calm and orderly, basically.
Calm. Now I talked to some of those soldiers or even general,
Yeah.
because as I said last night, I said, we thank you. We alive now, and what we live in the United States is all because of your service, sacrifice.
Yeah. I
I
got your
heard-
speech last night on.
I heard a few times, no, we are not the heroes. So the refugees are heroes. You can give up whole their life, even separating family. They had few years of under communism dictatorship. That was enough.
Yeah.
All give up just for freedom's sake. So I said, freedom is more precious than life. Without freedom, just like someone said, rather than I kneel on, beg, I'm going to
Yeah.
stand and die.
I'd rather stay than
I
die.
think Roosevelt said, someone said something.
Yeah.
I also saw the word, I think President Reagan said. I was visiting just a week ago for one of, Cincinnati area museum, a small warbird museum.
Yeah.
He said that President Ronald Reagan said, freedom is never, I think it's a sure things.
Freedom is never free.
Yeah, never free. But this one said, freedom is never guaranteed. After one generation after, can be extincted.
Yeah.
So, as this our generation, paid price and gave freedom to people, but next generation, its freedom has to be maintained in good health. You have to work on. It's not one generation things. I think it's well said. You see what's happening in South Korea, in the world is thing, North Korea. It's really it's just part of human nature. We're going through this again and again. So I just want to say, my wife made it through on that 10th class at the refugee school at Chosin Island. She just wants more study.
Just wanted to be
In
educated.
high school, that class she went through, I don't know, maybe in a few months or 1 month. Then they graduated. The all men's high school was allowed 3 girls to graduate in Busan.
Yeah.
Her mother hoped she doesn't pass college examination. Okay, they can't support, but she didn't worry those things. She passed, so she attended the Ecole in Seoul, the world's largest women's university. I don't know how many colleges, 11, 12, several years ago, the history of that university was built about end of toward 1800 by one American woman missionary, one-to-one student. That
Started
grew
as a
up,
missionary school.
still is a women's university, and called Ewha University, Women's University, Ewha.
Ewha?
Yeah,
Ewha means-
Ewha is like a pear, Ewha is a pear flower,
Okay.
okay? But this one is the world's largest university. There are congresswomen, first lady,
That's the school to go to.
last Korean woman president, impeached, you heard that one?
Yeah. Yeah, I've come up with
She had her woman friend. I think as one of her charges was made colluded
that. Colluded?
to enter school. Very strict. To enter his friend's child to that university. That is same university is the one. Woman president was also, I don't know what happened to her, imprisoned or.
I don't know what came of that. I haven't heard.
She's in prison.
Just like
Yes.
Korea, South Korea is now, that's happening again. One extreme to the other extreme happening. I think I heard the South Korean Congress is the other extremes,
Gone
younger
socialist.
generation.
Yeah.
And that's why impeach whatever. As Korean thinks, that's not, I don't know other charges, but that is not impeachable charges.
Impeachable charge.
Yeah, maybe, but anyhow, she graduated the College of Pharmacy. That was one of the most difficult you know, it's a
Yeah, it's like 7 to 8
since
years
that
of
time.
study here in the U.S. My son was going to be a
And
pharmacist.
she graduated that one. And I served with the 3rd Division in 1951 after we evacuated. Then there was a Korean intelligence agent called HID. There were few times, about 5, 6 HID is an intelligence agent were working for American 3rd Division. First time I saw these people, and I went together for the patrolling. Later, you know, the local people or like enemy soldiers, you know, uniform,
Yeah.
they're sending to the other side and to come back so that what's going on in the enemy side,
Right.
yeah,
Infiltrating.
infiltrating and retracting and patrolling. I left the 3rd Division with this HID. I went back to 10th Corps. 10th Corps was a mountainous area they were taking care of. There was a spring offense from Chinese and then counterattacks. So they had a hard time, disaster. Enemy lost a whole lot of troops by doing these things.
Talking about like Battle of Heartbreak Ridge and
Yeah,
Punch Bowl.
yeah, that is the whole area. See, like a Chosin Reservoir area. When last night we're talking, you know, east side of Chosin Reservoir, those regiment, 7th Division, you know, is a task force phase. Those people, because of whatever mission they got, was doomed to fail. But China was already encircled, you know, east side and west side, marine side. Anyhow, they suffered a whole lot and almost destroyed, but they fought for a few days. Because of that, enemy suffered more than our side.
Oh yeah.
So if Chinese didn't have to go through that way, there was 2 divisions of east side enemy could come to south end and Hagaru, and Marine had probably couldn't make safely back to
Right.
ocean.
Right.
And not only they, so by the time they were pushing further down to beachhead, they suffered so much, they couldn't organize really to push, really
To push
last
them.
blow.
Right.
And they delayed. That because of that delay of a week or so, even 100,000 refugees could come out. If
they hadn't done that, they
hadn't
would've
done
got out.
North Korean 100,000 refugees gone.
Yeah.
You know, that 100,000 refugees alone, that from northeast side, those refugees were productive refugees,
Mhm.
not just end up in just welfare, you know, that way.
Right.
They worked hard, they sent children to school, supported, children worked hard. They were
Integrated.
foundation of South Korean, prosperity,
Right.
and so they were, if you think all these things, I think those second generation, third generation, maybe fourth generation of South Korea, I think maybe even more than 10 million, you see, after this many years. I have,
Very possible.
we didn't know each other. When I left to front line about a year later, 1950 summertime, front line becoming a little bit stable. Now I have to find my family. my family also evacuated, took refugee. Must be in island. So I went to island, I found, okay, I am oldest among 9 brothers sisters.
Uh-huh.
I got the job, I worked for UNCAC, they call United Nations Civil Assistance Command, they were helping refugees.
Right.
So I got the job and worked for a couple more years. So I was behind the 3 years. After that, I went back to Seoul and finished my medical school. 1956, I was graduating. My family, both side family, aunt. I had many aunts, almost like my own parents.
Yeah.
Great uncles and aunts. They introduced us. We met at the coffee shop in Seoul, and the first occasion we found we attracted each other. So after 1 year, I was graduating, and she was graduating pharmacy. So we married. I served, all Koreans have to serve in military.
Right.
Mandatory.
2 years.
Those days there was no 2, 3, 4 years. You have to stay as long as you are needed or
Till they say go.
Later on, it became 3 years. Then I heard it now 2 years or something. But I stayed in Korean Air Force for 15 years. I have 3 children. After 15 years, my children start attending middle school. This way, we cannot make children go through successfully. It's hard.
Yeah.
She was pushing me. How about go to United States? Those days, 1960 or 70s,
Uh-huh.
United States needed a large number of doctors and nurses, especially big city.
Still does.
During these days, during 15 years of medical Air Force career, I met wonderful American friend. I came to United States for military education. I met one American friend. Somehow we became very close. I wrote a letter to him. Now I'm going to quit Korean Air Force. I'm going to come to the United States. He said he couldn't understand why after 15 years you have to come and go through all over again. He wrote me 2-3 pages of the word discouraging me not to come.
Trying to talk you out of it.
Yeah. And he said, you have to go through all over again, and children, it's New York City. Children, its public school is not too good quality.
Right.
Private school is very expensive. Even you become doctor, it's a competition. It's hard on my age and also. After a while, didn't take too long, but I wrote back, I like still come. This friend, his name is Dr. Stanley Sekler. He's the same age as mine, a few months before me. So I consider him teacher, friend, family.
Okay.
That much we felt close. He said, wrote me a letter, I regret. She brought that letter he wrote. She came, joined me in United States. I came earlier. Joined me about a year and a half later. She brought all this letter, but when I was moving from New York to my first job at Ohio, it's Marietta, Ohio.
Okay.
I moved there. I thought it's too many burden, all this old letter I throw at it. I think to me now is like a treasure. But the essence of what he wrote is from now on, I start a little bit emotional when I speak this one. I be best brother to you. I will be best uncle to your children. He really took care of me. I had a, called internship and residence at the same hospital.
Yeah.
He really took care of our family. Okay?
Wow.
And when his children was attending, having wedding or bar mitzvah, is a Jewish family.
Right.
He invited me. One of bar mitzvah, I participated in one of, processing. One of the last one was closing Torah.
Yeah.
I had to put those.
How they're on?
I was sitting in the front. Their brother sister was sitting back. He treated us really like really close brothers.
Like family, yeah.
Family. So I did that, honor. After the ceremony, the rabbi came to me. This was really honor me to, participate in this
Be a part of
process.
that, yeah.
And his children's wedding, we always attend. But this my friend, we had a few trips together. And he was 58 years old, he passed away.
Oh.
So I lost my half of
How old are you? How old are you now, Dr. Lee?
how I know him.
How old are you?
you
Now,
Yeah.
in few months I'll be 88.
are? Not a few months. It's
Yeah, this is
several months, not a few
yeah,
months.
but happy. I'm 87 now.
87.
Yeah,
Miss Lee, how long have you all been married?
We've been married, going to be
this year,
60 years.
this year we are
See,
60.
I found it better to ask her because if I ask you and you get it wrong, she may not like that answer.
Getting old is I always has optimistic. I have to say this one. If America is still best country in the whole world. Okay. During my Air Force day, I came to United States.
Uh-huh.
Let me see. I need
Take your time, sir.
this. Korea was a very poor country. When we were the Korean War, even after Korean War, toward World War II, Korea was really poor. I heard that time Korea was the second poorest country in the world. GDP was less than $90 some. We were just happy eating whatever cheapest grain of just full stomach.
Right.
We were told Korea people have to work hard. You have to skip one meal. That way, some of Korean scholars and leaders, religious leaders, were talking to us at school. I attended missionary medical school.
Yeah.
We had a chapel. We didn't know. We didn't have golf kind of things.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
no hobbies.
Just work. We didn't have even military service. We didn't have vacation.
Wow.
As I said, you have to serve more years if you need it.
Till they catch back, yeah.
So I saw America when I came to United States for military part of training, like 4 months or 6 months. Last time was a little bit more than 1 year. I saw in this country, even you do shoe shine, you can make. Even used car you can drive.
Yeah, you can make a living.
Okay. Just you have to be in good health, attitude, ethic of work hard.
Right.
Whatever job you get, even shoe shine or work with the laundry. During school in South Korea, high school, I worked at the kitchen dishwashing.
Uh-huh.
I heard in one of the job, most starting job is KP, the kitchen polish,
Right.
like bellboy, and you can go up. I did also, driving, in South Korea, is before Korean War and after I went back to school for 3 more years. I did some job, these things. So, because we went through all these things, and I had a wonderful, our parents never in Korean custom tradition told me, I love you. I never heard that way.
Really?
Because that is just like showing, okay? Our parents, they don't talk, but they act. I can
Won't
can
tell you, but I will
feel
show you.
after many years. I had wonderful parents, my father and mother. Never heard they say, I inherited some of that one. I feel sorry now to my children. I never said to, I love it. In the early days, we didn't have a telephone even. We didn't have a refrigerator,
Yeah.
air conditioning, anything. So, my younger brother in Korea, they wanted to come to the United States. I always told them, if you are in good health, if you want to have attitude of hard work, whatever kind of job you get, just work hard. This country make you go through.
Yeah.
Okay? It's all up to you.
Do your best.
Yeah. And also always make sure your children go to higher education. If you bring your children, you are not coming for yourself, you're coming for your next generation. So that
You told
it
me.
doesn't work always, but my 3 children did very well.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I already say to them, even some Korean coming little late or go to school in late ages, even my grandchildren, don't worry, you are 30, 40 years. I started in the United States 42 years old. I went through
That's
internship
when you started.
again. I made it through. My dream came really, alive. We are one of the happiest guy and mother. So, but I never told them I love you. These days, she get a telephone call from my grandson, young one. I see my son the other side. I love grandfather. Grandfather. Now she said to me, tell him I love you. I feel like my, made up. I think I like making up something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so anyhow we laugh, but we don't say too much in this thing. We are more accustomed now, But I like to say, United States is the most wonderful country. I learned most generous country from regular citizens, not government aid.
Yeah, you're not going to learn it there.
United States is the most philanthropic, those countries. When I went back to school after war, active war, I got care package. I got the used overcoat.
Yeah.
I put on that one. I had a date with her. I have small picture of that one walking street, very showing.
In an overcoat. Nice.
I see it's all we go through. Just a history repeat again. One extreme to that one. One, liberal or conservative, changing their things. All of the war is still going on. But I had wonderful friend, parents, and like Dr. Sekla, but wonderful. He made us to settle in the United States so easy. And at last you have to have trying hard and work hard. Respect. We respect the seniors. When I joined this our Chosin pew,
Uh-huh.
I thought I was among youngest one, because when I joined the 3rd Infantry Division, I was almost 20 years old.
Yeah,
Okay.
you kind of were
Yeah.
the youngest one.
But now I found out some of our soldiers, veterans, yesterday one said he was 16 years old, so cheating ages and joined. They gave up their freedom, separated from family, and responded to order. They came to Korea. They didn't know people, country of Korea. They had a doubt why I came here.
Yeah.
They hated it sometimes, some people. But afterward, when South Korea became free, democratic, and prosperous, and at least they show their remembering veterans and honor them.
Yeah.
I think now tomorrow they going to have an ambassador comes.
Yeah.
Now whatever government happens right now, my heart breaking really, and I just hate. I know this is communism is just suck out what you are as human.
Down to your core.
Yeah, they control by rationing your freedom. Now, as I said, which is North Koreans are now trading to gain money for young people for like slave trade.
Slave trade is right.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of hard job. We did that in Japanese when during the World War II.
Right.
It was mining, then.
Yeah,
They died there.
North Koreans and made
And
miners
women
out of it.
as sex, trade for Japanese soldiers.
Yeah.
Now North Korean doing that and they're building.
They need
business.
money.
Yeah.
I think they need money. That's why they tried to.
I hope even South Korea has a young. Right.
No,
So-
I mean I'm going to say they are shooting missiles several times. They are threatening, especially United States. And then United States, you ask them to negotiate. So then, if you don't do, you stop it, we will give you money. They are looking for that, but this time they shouldn't negotiate with money.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, it's not a good idea. I agree with you. It's not a good idea.
You
That's an interesting study, though. If you look at North Korea, South Korea today, and you use the 38th parallel, free, democratic, and the ability to grow is very expensive. Come on in, you're welcome. It's very, very pronounced in South Korea. There's no question about how they were able to grow and expand. And then you go across that communist line, and even if you fly over it at night, you can see it. Vibrant lights of South Korea and the blacked out version of North Korea. The lack of power, and everything else. I mean,
That's the problem is South Korea, very prosperous country. And anyone who doesn't, young generation especially, anyone who doesn't have enough money, they look anyone who has money. But this money they didn't own just freely. They worked hard, they own it.
yeah.
But they starting jealous of them.
So
Yeah.
the ones that don't have
Don't,
are jealous
yeah.
of the ones that did the work.
Yes, and then anyone who read communism or socialism doctrine, its principle is very good because everybody equal or same.
Yeah.
But you cannot live equal same because all your talent, it's your brain is different.
Right.
You cannot earn the same amount money.
Each to their own skills.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
They're looking at they hear that redistribution of wealth line,
Exactly, yes, exactly.
and they're all about it. You mean I can have as much as he has, and I don't have to do more than this?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's
And
lost.
the
It's
dad-
lost in translation.
You know,
Yeah.
if you see the Russian or even Chinese or North Korea, they all put their name of their country, democratic or republic something,
Yeah.
as if they're completely opposite. It's not democratic
Yeah.
at all. But they attract people, especially young one, like from high school days.
The ones that haven't
They
experienced
doctrine.
life.
When North Korea invaded South Korea, South Korea and North Korea both was very poor. North Korean propaganda is attractive. They thought they were going to influence, not just by military tool, they can attract by just ideological advantage, sort of propaganda.
Create an ideological
So
advantage.
many South Korean people were attracted. They're going to give us equal life or whatever, good life. They work for people, But as soon as they came in, they start mobilizing people, young people as volunteer soldiers, even older people as because of now air raid, coming with the laborers. They have to move carrying in the human, way to the night time.
Yeah.
And they were without justice, no due process. People's justice. They make people, this guy is an communist or reactionary, make people, yes, make that way and kill. During North Korean occupation, I was hiding at aunt house. Darkest place is the bottom of White House. They shines around, but the dark bottom of that building.
Right.
So my aunt and uncle were both put in jail. We never found thereafter, leaving 5 children behind.
Wow.
They called this house is a reactionary house, so they neglected the searching, leaving just. I had another aunt, oldest aunt. They fed these 5 children, so they became instant orphans, kind of thing. We never found them. We heard something. They put them in jail, but when Incheon landing, when they were retreating, I think they killed many.
Wow.
And people have to understand this thing. And when South Korea had, I don't know how many years, 10 years ago, one of students were accidentally killed by U.S. soldiers driving tanks. Have you heard a nighttime demonstration?
Yeah.
We heard a friendly fire last night. American airplane dropped
Napalm.
wrong side and they burned. They survived, but they got burned even afterward. One of friendly fire accident injury was more than killed in action. That is the nature of war. the driving car to transport something middle of night, those were not counted as killed in action.
Right.
So when you say one student, all those things that happen everyday life in police kills, some accidental kills, or driving. One student killed by accident, they made this out of blown out big things and mobilized student, anti-American demonstration. Several years ago, those things happened, I think maybe 10, 20 years ago. See these soldiers, we have killed in action in Korean War is 36,000. Much more than that number is killed in an accident in other way.
Right.
Okay, we don't count how many wounded, frostbite. We paid, American soldier paid that much sacrifice. Have to have some common sense. Why they make this as a big issue?
Right.
United States went through military court-martial for these soldiers. Okay.
Freeing the kid.
Yeah, but that what is communism or socialism is doing. Just they try to find something to make.
That's what they breed. Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't use any narcotic medicine, but they know how to make people upbeat. They make upbeat, everybody is excited, and then they give you a small reward.
Right. Get you emotionally attached.
Yes.
Get you all fired up, and then
yes.
say, here.
Yeah.
I know what I've gotten to the point myself that when I'm in a discussion with somebody, that their level of emotion brought to the story is really going to be a determinant about how I receive the information. If I'm talking politics and I hear that kind of, I feel, I don't care what you feel. I want to know what you know.
Exactly.
Big difference. You can be emotional telling what you know. But if you start saying, I feel and I think, and you put those two in the same sentence.
And then they get the
I'm like,
reward.
yeah.
Then they have a comparison other person. They feel like they are the high, sit the higher position than the other person.
Right.
Then they want to do more and more.
You heard all time, a long time ago, like China or North Korea or Cuba, they have a healthcare system to everybody.
For everybody, social health care.
What kind of medical care they get? North Korea, if you're sick, you die. They don't have.
There is no health care.
Cuba, North Korea, or China, they have a medical system. It's not the doctors. They have lowly. It's not the high class doctors. It's like more like
Midwives?
maybe nurse aid. They don't have drug. They visit their village, and that's what they said. They have health care to everybody.
Let me ask you a question. This statement was made to me, and I wanted to get your opinion. We are all created equal, but once we start making decisions, that equality can be lost. In terms of, like, if I go down the street and I steal my neighbor's bike, that could put me in jail. Well, there's not a lot of equality between a guy that's in jail and a guy that doesn't steal. You follow me? So you were speaking earlier about work ethic, coming to America, having that work ethic, and being successful based on your own merit. When I look at that statement about equality, like socialists and communists bring to the table, I can't even begin to think about it because I'm so in tune with that logic. I want to reap what I put out there. I'm not worried about what you do. I'm worried about what I'm doing. Communism speaks about the whole, but in the U.S. it's the individual that makes the whole. So the Constitution, the way I read it, is like a security for a minority of one. Whereas communism and socialism is a security for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that doesn't work, because if Daddy steals my bike,
Mm-hmm.
you know, Billy should be given a little bit more respect for never stealing a bike. Just there's an equality lost based on your decisions, so it's got to be the individual first.
Exactly.
And
Because the group result is good, but some people put more, the other one put less, but their result is the same.
Yeah.
But it's the other way, like a value-free country. They are calculating by the individual. So individual achievement, it's not the same.
Like
Yeah.
that. Or just like in education, if I want to get smarter,
Exactly.
I'm going to go talk to people that are smarter than me. Which means on the onset, I'm not equal to them. If I was equal to them, I'd know what they know. I can't do that. It doesn't work that way. You can't get smarter by learning from somebody dumber. You know what I mean? That, I'm using a bad choice of words
Yeah.
there, but you
You know, it's they have their own value system.
Yeah.
They changed even history. The communist, according to doctrine, all the history in human we have commonly used history is not their way of value based. They changed everything by, it's a capitalism or their materialism. But in communist country, if they talk something bad about their leaders, you cannot argue with your supervisors even. Okay, you're against our system. It's if someone you have to feel sad. I don't feel sad for someone else, something, but I have to show same emotion. Like you heard is in North Korea, one of high-ranking
Official.
on the TV, whatever showed, when the leader is in sad mood and maybe even dropping few drops of tears, he didn't show, and he was, I think, killed or demoted or
Taken
whatever.
away
So they control.
because they didn't even cry.
Yeah, he didn't cry. That's why he.
That is their. It's only, it's not equal to everybody. They only to dictators.
Only the dictator.
Always they say that we take care of workers or make equal to every people, but they are always criticized. Among lowest, even school, they have a kind of meeting of self-criticism. If someone is a leader finds someone is wrong or talk or even study, they have to study, memorize what the leader said. It's like God. They are God.
Yeah, that's taking
Their God is not the same God like we see our.
our natural God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they, on their own advantage, they use this very system. Sometimes totally hypocritic. They doesn't apply to everybody.
Right.
For them, it doesn't apply. That's what the South Korean when North Korean invaded. They found out it's not equal. They are not taking care of poor, hardworking. If you are born under merchant or little bit rich because their father worked hard, they cannot go even to higher school because that is, they say the equal, it's not equal, it's all, everything class. they are have law on themselves. They are prosecutor, judges. They are law. They apply their own way.
Yeah, if your father was planting rice, you're probably not going to law school. Just to
No.
say. Yeah. But they want to tell you everybody's equal. That's
No.
One day your closest friend, like even studying, all killed their closest associate.
Closest
Studied
associate.
when he became, only whole like dictators.
Yeah.
Closest worked together to revolution in Russian Revolution.
Yeah.
All those closest one, that happened in South Korea. After World War II, South Korea was free. American occupied South Korea.
Uh-huh.
South Korea they allowed to have communist party and all kinds of party. I don't know how many different. Those South Korean communist leaders worked for them, to make South Korea as a communist, just like North Korea.
They were trying.
Later they escaped to North, rather than absorbing and make equal sort of. They all killed those communist leaders. Went to North Korea. We remember his name, Park Kun-yeop. Is his head of South Korean communist.
Yeah.
What kind of charge he got?
What?
He was a spy of America. Even
I'm trying to sell you communism, so
Yeah.
I'm blaming the Americans.
I saw him at
that was just typical way of.
I saw him at North Korea. They all went to stay in North Korea, and his daughter actually, our a teacher. Our teacher, she was our teacher.
daughter was your instructor?
Yes, yeah, a craft teacher or something like that. And then someday they killed by communists.
Do y'all want to take a break? We've been going at this for about an hour or so.
I think I talked
Actually,
slow.
here is our house. There.
You were
I lived
living in Hungnam?
Hungnam,
That was
and
born-
the beach is not far from
He
our
had
house.
he had his younger sister, but she died before Korean War from disease. Her father passed away suddenly got sick
No, my
after
sister
World War
died
II.
during Japanese occupation. We had ration, and at that time, it's flat bean is usually took out the oil, and that's left over from the bean.
For the bean?
Yeah, usually give to the horse, but they ration it.
There was
And
not much to eat.
not much, we didn't have not much to eat. My sister ate that, and then she had a stomach problem.
I think it's
She died.
like an obstruction of
Yeah,
intestinal obstruction or
yeah, I
something.
think so.
But we don't know
I-
exact cause. But
No, that's
that
the
was-
one. She went to hospital, she died, and then she ate, I didn't eat that much, and she ate from there.
And it caught up with it.
Yes.
She left her oldest brother. They were living in Pyongyang, capital of Pyongyang.
Yeah, no
She was educated as an economist in
He-
Japanese
he-
university.
He,
When World War, came after liberation, came to
he
home,
yeah.
and she was
He.
picked up. He was picked up to work at the communist North Korean central government at Pyongyang.
Yeah?
No, not that. That's not that.
So anyhow, she was living in Pyongyang, and when war started, didn't have any communication. You know, those days no telephone,
Right.
to,
No postal service.
no, you know, post. And
Actually, my brother, after graduated, he worked at the bank of this famous, like compound. It's
in the factory.
factory.
A factory?
Yeah, he worked there as an economist.
So
Then-
he was handling the paperwork, the math and the
Yes,
money.
economist, all the, yeah.
Okay.
And then maybe that time they don't have in North Korea economist, maybe shortage. One day, the Pyongyang's capital, city,
They called
Pyongyang
him to
called
work
him
for.
come up there.
So snatched him up and took him to the
Yeah, he
Pyongyang.
went there and then he worked. And after Korean War, we didn't know what happened to him. But we came to South Korea, and then anyone who know, no, not to know, my sister-in-law's elder sister, told us. Actually, my brother sent his family to Hungnam. It's
It's the whole hometown.
hometown.
Yeah.
But at that time, we already left.
Oh, that was too late.
Yeah.
They didn't
So
get
we
rid
don't
of
know what's happening.
Wow. We didn't do this when we started the camera, so if I could get a professional introduction, Dr. Lee, full name, date of birth kind of thing, just for history. And Miss Lee, I never got your first name either, to be honest with you.
My name is Mi Yong.
Me, Young?
Yes.
Miyong.
Okay.
Miyong. Actually, in Korean, Miyong is 2 letters. In Chinese, Korean use, like Japanese, we use Chinese letter in writing name.
Uh-huh.
In Korea now, they try to use all Korean alphabet.
Okay.
But it's Miyong. So when we write in English, Miyong, she write Miyong connected. That is first name.
I have a girl at work whose name is Mi Young Cho. She was born in Busan, but she was raised in Alaska.
Oh, is that right?
And she spells it the same way. Myong, full, no
Yeah.
two letters. What, if I may, just for my sake, could you show me how that would be written in 2 letters? Because I want to surprise you with that and see what she says.
In Korean?
Chinese.
In Chinese.
Chinese.
You know, in Korea, still, they marry women, still keep their last name
Okay.
from parents. I don't know. Am I right or right? Huh? Is this one?
Yeah, that's the one.
You know, I'm not writing Chinese.
It's been a while, huh? A little rusty.
So as you write,
Yeah.
하나인가?
No.
Is it right too?
Oh. Yeah, that's right.
That's right. Okay. In Korean,
내 이름은 다시
no, this is your in Korean alphabet. My name is
English.
English. I think I write.
좀 찍어야지.
네.
Dot the I.
I. Should be I.
Said you gotta dot the I.
No, this is a capital letter.
Okay.
I didn't see that coming. You got me there. Mi-Young Cho doesn't have the I in her name, just M-Y-O-N-G.
Oh, is that right? So some people, our church, they say first time I say Mi Young, someone said, okay, remember your name as Mi Young, you old.
Me young, you old. I was talking with her one day, and I said, so if I see a beautiful Korean woman, and I'm an American, right, and I don't want to be rude, I just want to say hello, I think you're beautiful. I said, what do I say? And I'm afraid to say it, but I'll show you what she told me, and you tell me if that fits any of your translations. She said, choo choo bong bong. And I said, you know what, I appreciate you telling me, but I don't think I'm going to use it. I'm afraid I'll get hit.
When we could write, when we write the spelling, sometimes all days I write S-O-K instead of S-U-K.
Instead of SUK?
But when we sworn in as an American citizen 1976 at the Columbus, the court there, that time we could, that was the last time is a legal name. We could change our,
whatever you want to be.
Yeah, whatever you want, yes.
we two and my three children. I have two daughters and one son between. We all, five of them, sworn in
Same time.
as a citizen, 76. So it's quite long now, 40, for almost 41 years now. Huh? That's right? Yeah.
40.
It was a 56, 76?
Yeah, 41.
41.
Interesting that you say 1976 being the 200th anniversary of America's freedom.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what the heck, read it?
200, bicentennial at the time.
Yeah, from the U.S. from the British.
Yes.
That's a bicentennial.
Bicentennial. After 4 years for me in New York City, I moved to Marietta, Ohio. Marietta is the first city settlement on North West Territorial, some treaty, something.
In the Northwest Territory.
And Marietta, when I moved to Marietta,
75.
soon bicentennial.
Yeah.
Marietta.
Of Marietta?
Yeah. That's why they call that the first city. Small, oldest,
Beautiful.
So I think that was, so it's much older than, here.
The first city outside the colonial.
I think the revolutionary,
Yeah.
Yes.
or American revolutionary, those soldiers,
Right.
those surveyors,
Right.
they were walking, river, all those things. They found Marietta. There's the two rivers merging.
Yeah.
One is Ohio River, the other one is the Muskingum River.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you
I
know-
live on the Ohio River.
Oh, is that right there?
I live in Louisville, and if you're in Louisville, Kentucky.
Oh, Louisville.
We came through. We
Louisville,
drove,
Kentucky.
Okay, so when you come through Louisville, if you're on I-65,
Yeah.
right before you get to Louisville, there's a exit called Brooks, Kentucky. My great-great-great-grandfather was a surveyor, like you were talking about, and he surveyed all that area, kind of like Daniel Boone.
Uh-huh.
And if you're standing on I-65 at that intersection, you look 360 degrees around you. At one point, about 225, 250 years ago, every piece of land you could see from that point, he owned.
Oh, is that right?
He just had a ton of land. Didn't know what to do with it, but that's a different story altogether. That's my family heritage, is Brooks, Kentucky.
Was driving, quite some many times we drove through. We drive from 71.5 together to after Cincinnati, then 71 to Louisville.
Right?
There I drove 64.
Okay.
Highway 64.
I know exactly what you're doing,
Got to
yeah.
St. Louis.
That's the way I came in,
Yeah.
64.
And when you pass by downtown Louisville, it's a river, bridges. And I said, maybe sometime we probably visit Louisville and stay a couple nights.
Please do.
Louisville.
Please do. And this is where I work, right across the river in Indiana.
Horse.
The casino, Horseshoe, Indiana.
Yeah.
Horseshoe Casino too.
Yeah, the casino is about,
Cincinnati has a horseshoe
yeah,
casino.
yeah. They're, I think they're called Jacks now.
No.
They changed it to Jack. I don't know why.
Louisville. James came from
Yeah,
Louisville.
my
My
one
second-
of son-in-law came from Louisville.
Louisville.
He attended University of Cincinnati.
James Lee?
James Knoll.
James Knoll, okay. I know a James Lee that works at the casino, and I was about ready to have a cold chill and freak out.
James
And I
Knoll.
thought, this is one of your,
His last name is N-O-L-L.
Yeah.
okay,
Yes.
okay. There's a James Lee that was raised in Seoul,
I see.
and when you said son-in-law, and my mind took a racing.
So anyhow, it's a beautiful area. It's passing by.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It's a nice place to visit. I don't know if you'd want to live there. I do, but I kind of like it a lot.
You know, it's one of the things. Korea is very small. Now I find more of those past of peninsula Korea. All days Korea was divided in 3 countries.
In 3 countries.
Yeah, mainly Korean peninsula.
Okay.
And there's 3 nations that they were fighting against each other. Okay, but it's domestically, all Koreans, but fighting separated different kingdom.
Okay.
But time to time, there's Korea were united by among those one
region?
country. Okay.
Really?
But many times they will get the help from like China. All Korean history, major influence come from China. It is a big country,
Right.
older country. And China never occupied, but they have like ambassador. What you call it? Is
Embassies?
southern country. They have you have tribute to send.
Oh,
Sometime they have to
said right.
marry among daughter of one.
right.
So they had always this overseeing Korea. That way, time to time, like early 1200 some, 50, 30 some, Mongolian invaded Korea
All right.
almost like for 200 years.
Really?
Mongolian want to invade Japan. They failed. So Korea is like a bridge between, major surrounding country.
Right.
Like some people compare with Dagat. Japan thought it was of sword or something. Japan want China, invade China, so they have to first occupy Korea. Japan did twice. They went to China, both times they failed. In the meantime, Japanese took Korean men as their aid for soldiers.
Soldiers, yeah.
So,
Conscripted soldiers.
yeah. Then Mongolian, then Russian toward almost late 1800.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I
And
did
they
read
had
about
the Russo-Japanese War,
That's it.
Sino-Japanese War.
Yeah.
Korea was always not the aggressor. They
Caught in the
useful
middle.
tools of
Always caught in the
aggression.
middle.
Yeah.
I look at China using Korea as a buffer from the rest of the world, if you will. So they're never going to give up. I don't think they'll ever
Yeah,
let
that's
North
what
Korea
they
give
North
up.
Korea. I think
That
it's
buffer's
not-
always going to be there, and I think they like it that. However, I mean, this is just my personal opinion. With Kim Jong Un being such a moron with his missiles and whatnot, if anything's going to change in North Korea, it's probably going to come from China doing it. I don't think the U.S. is going to be that successful at it.
You know, it's
China.
I just
it's a-
don't know what to think about it.
It's to me, up to now was more, you know, North Korean just building, you know, they're cheating. That's all cheating,
Right.
getting money from. Then they are successful now. Now it's Chinese, United States, Russia. What way? I know it's Chinese want that's like you said. They're going to hold North Korea under their influence. They're going to buffer zone for all rest of the
The
world.
rest of the world.
Now
And they have a warm port at Hungnam,
Yeah.
which is what they've always wanted.
and Russia, I don't think they're going to let China alone going to have influence. They
Yeah.
want to have their hand on North Korea. I don't know how going to react, behave with this North Korean, this young guy.
Right. Well, Russia has to run to wherever the communists are. They have to. They have to build support. You know, there has to be. There used to be between Russia and China conventions, annual and quad-annual conventions between the two. But after World War II, that got broke off, and China's like, I think it was Mao Zedong that made the decision. We're no longer dealing with Russia in that format. We'll partner on some issues, but we're our own sovereign country. We don't need to answer to Russia to do what it is that we want to do. That's what I understood through the history reading. I could be wrong a little bit here.
So I don't know what's going to happen now.
I don't either.
Is anyhow turmoil going to continue? And the United States have now not like act like it used to be. They want the South Korea going to be closest ally with the United States, but that is is difficult with pro North Korean attitude this new one have.
Right.
So, but it says when Korean War finished, United States had the upper hand on nuclear capabilities. Even China or Russia.
Put together.
That was the one of greatest asset United States had. Now, almost equal. China, Russia. I don't think anybody can use atomic bomb to start the war. Like even Kim Jong-un. But that way I thought that without the atomic bomb, Kim Jong-un will not going to start the war, because can start the war only for temporary advantage, but that's going to be last of their existence.
Well, the
Yeah.
interesting part about countries with the nuclear bomb is that no country with a nuclear bomb has ever been invaded.
Mm.
Okay, Pakistan is a case example. India, they have a little bit of crashing down south, but they're not breaking into the mainland area of India. You know, the U.S., Russia, China, these are not invaded countries. Kim Jong-un's grandfather was on track to get a nuclear bomb as soon as he could get it, and his son was no different. Kim Jong-un, the one there now, grandson, is no different. All of the politics of those three generations has been about one thing: getting that bomb. And they've had it probably about 20 years now, maybe more, from what I understand.
How come then the United States, they didn't know when they started it?
Oh, they knew. They knew. That doesn't mean that you can go into the intelligence community like you did when you were working with the Marines or working with the Army. You can tell them what that person told you all day long, but have an expectation of what the MP is going to do with that information is completely up to the MP. You can tell them what's going on, but that doesn't mean the president's going to react on that and do anything with it. That's my personal take on it. I think the information's always been there. I think the Koreans built their nuclear program based on the Japanese nuclear program back in World War II. What with all the tunnels and the reservoir and the electricity and all that, you got to have heavy water to make a nuclear bomb. And you get that through reservoirs that generate electricity. You know, that's just one of the processes. But
Now, United States has, one time when, who was it? Mr. Clinton was president. They were giving, compensate with oils and monies to stop, develop nuclear capability. I think number 2 hit all-time Korean
number
movie.
2 hit all time.
That is Ode to the Father. The English title name is Ode to the Father. The father was escaping from North Korea as a refugee during the war. 이를 내려가서 이쪽은 저쪽으로 out this way. 이쪽으로 나가면 구멍이에요. 우리 들어가서 이쪽으로 나가가지고 밑으로에서 이쪽으로 들어가지고.
Ode to the Father?
Ode to the Father.
Ode to my father.
My father. That was a story about the family, father, mother, one son and daughter was fleeing, got on board one of ship coming, leaving Hunan. But they were carrying few, small package. Yeah. And young son, he was a young boy, son was carrying his sister behind. And they will climb over, those rope ladder. Father, mother was up there. I think they maybe had another someone. Anyhow, his son, sister dropped from back.
Jumped out of the
Yeah,
pack.
dropped out of. I think those things really happen. Okay, then dropped on the icy water, sea water. And father saw that one, and father, the boy said, "I'm going to go down and pick her up in the water. They have to find it." But the father brought the boys up, and the father went down and never made it.
Never found the baby, never
Yeah.
got back.
Father
came
never.
back.
So this mother, boys, and maybe another daughter, sister, came to South Korea. They made a living, worked hard in the street or market. Father never found, but some of the girl found by someone else. You call it American? Later on, it is now North and South Korea had some kind of looking for their separated family.
Families, yeah, they
On
started
TV,
crossing.
showing, and some of them came to South Korea, but they are just separated. So on TV they were appearing matching, those things happening. Everybody was watching. I think that time we came to the United States already. Yeah, that happened is that this boy with mother was living at market. And it's a military dictatorship is starting. Right? So poor, South Korea, President Park, that general, because of dictator, take over. United States didn't allow him to come to visit the United States.
The immigrated.
Yeah. And they had a hard time for foreign investment kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And they had a connection to West Germany. The West German loaned money. And the South
They
Korea...
have to watch it.
Have you watched it? No. Then yes, South Korea send young boys as minor in coal mine to West Germany. And they also send, I don't know how many Korean nurses. It's a licensed nurse, but when they went to West Germany, they worked for retirement home and taking care of all the people. And when they died, they were cleaning body to cremate something, those things. And the General Park, that's, I don't know, it's in these days standard is not too big money, but it was a big money for that time for Korea.
Right.
That was kind of beginning force for South Korea to start economic build.
Start improving.
Yeah.
They send it to family.
Those people send their paycheck to Korea.
Yeah, you get a lot of that from Mexico.
Yeah,
People that
and
come,
also
they send
West
money from
German
the US.
government
Yes, exactly.
invested money, gave to money. United States refused. So West German money did.
No, United States actually before they send it to the minor and the nurse, Korean government asked the United States, but the United States against it because of food.
They refused to
The
even
army coup.
general to visit the United States.
Yeah, the coup. So that's why they did not get the money.
Well, we'll get together. I want to get this dish to you when it's done, and I'd like to get a copy of that CD that covers the letter from Korea.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And then go to the okay. Let me turn. Mr. Lee, thank you so much.
Okay.
You